Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. My name's Jason and I'm your watch guy. Now, before we get started, if you're new here, please go down and hit that subscribe button. I've got loads of new content coming out very soon that you're all going to enjoy, so it's definitely worth your while. Now that's done, I've had this review channel since around April, and since then, I've kind of figured out that if I really like a watch, I hold off on doing the review. It sits on my wrist for a little while, and I kind of hide it from you because I'm enjoying wearing it, and I know once the review's done, I'm going to move on to the next watch, and I kind of don't want to do that sometimes. And that's been the case with my Seiko Street Series Prospex. This one is the SNE535P1. It also comes in a grey and a blue colour. They are the 537 and 533, I think. I could have just been completely wrong. But you can just find them by searching Seiko Street Series Prospex. Brilliant thing, that Google. Now, you may have seen the unboxing of this watch and I was so excited to get it, and it was everything that I wanted, and it still is. It's a brilliant watch, and it's been sat on my wrist for a good week or two now. And it's been sat on my wrist for a good week or two. I've varied it up slightly, I've swapped this week, but I'm definitely looking forward to wearing this watch again. It's been a pleasure. So with all that being said, I think I need to get into this review and show you guys why. So let's get this camera turned around. So guys, this is probably, I'm going to go out on a limb here, but this is probably the favourite watch that I've reviewed on the channel up to now. That's including my Tag Heuer. Now, I do love that watch, but it doesn't give me the same feeling as this does. It also cost me about double, so I've got to take that into account. This is the Seiko Prospex Street Series, the SNE535P1. I like to call these baby tuners. I think a lot of other people do too. Very common nickname for this shroud type of design, and I think it really does suit it. Now, Seiko have styled this after their 1975 diver that took the watch world by storm. Now, this particular watch is packed with the Seiko V157 solar movement. Absolutely brilliant solar movement. Its quoted accuracy is plus to minus 15 seconds per month. So, a very reliable watch. And beyond that, with a full solar charge in this, you will get 10 months of full operation, which I think is insane. So this gets charged up once fully. It'll run without any more charge for the next 10 months. Absolutely brilliant movement, that V157. Now, if we get into the dimensions of this watch, the diameter is quite a big one. It's 47mm, but it doesn't wear like 47mm. It wears a lot smaller. It feels a lot shorter on wrist. And that's probably because of this really compact 45.5mm lug to lug, as well as the lugs curving down very nicely to meet the wrist. These are 22mm lugs. This band can be changed out, but I have no idea why you would want to. It looks absolutely brilliant. This watch comes in at 13mm thick, which is around the average size of an automatic watch that I'd review. Now, I'm just going to zoom in here so we can get a better look at this watch. So as I mentioned, the casing is surrounded by this large plastic shroud. It has a really nice grain feel to it, which is a feature throughout this watch. We have cutouts at the side between the first 15 and third 15. That's for the operation of this bezel, which is a lovely bezel. I'll get to that very soon. We have 3 Allen key screws holding this shroud in. You can take them off. They look pretty passable with the shrouds off too, so that is an option. And I believe you can get interchangeable ones, so you can change the colour up a little bit of modifying for you. We have this large screw down crown at the 4 o'clock. That's joined by a screw down case back with the usual Seiko wave in the middle. Air divers 200 meter labelled at the top of the Seiko logo, and the usual information that you would find on a Seiko case back. Now, as I mentioned, this is an absolutely brilliant bezel. I absolutely love it. Absolutely love it. That click, that does a lot for me. I love that very nice, clear, tool feeling click to a bezel. This is a 120 click unidirectional bezel. The bezel teeth, if you will, almost have a coin edge finish to them, which aids you in your grip a lot. There's a circular notch design following through this aluminium bezel. I hope you can see it there. Following around this green portion of the bezel. That's a really nice 3D effect, I think. There's also 2 layers to this bezel. I don't know if you can see it, but the green layer is on top of this black layer and it's a nice cutout. That gives, again, a very nice 3D effect to the bezel of this watch. There's a lot going on in this watch with it being still very subtle. We have a lume pip at the 12 o'clock with a triangular surround, and this is finished off by a flat piece of hardlex crystal, as you'd expect in a Seiko at this price range. Now as we move in to the dial of this watch, I'm just going to zoom in and hope that you can see. There's a kind of camo style texture to the dial, catching the light so nicely there. Now when I brought this out of the box, that's the first thing that I noticed. It catches the light really nicely and reflects it really well. While this watch remains subtle, it has a lot going on, and that's a part of it, that camo style dial there. I absolutely love that. To be fair, that's kind of what I'm expecting from them now, especially after the Samurai Dawn Grey and the Samurai Great White. Those being 2 of the best dials that I've seen on a watch. And this joins them, you know. It's very close. It's just that lovely texture. It's something very different. Now aside from that, this is a very clear and legible design, which Seiko do really well on their divers watches. We have the Seiko logo at the 12 o'clock, just obstructed by the hands there. The Prospex logo at the 6, followed by Solar, referring to that V157 movement. Divers 200 meters. Now obviously it's labeled as a divers 200 meters because this is ISO certified, as their divers lines are. So you can actually take this diving, like it's an actual dive watch. It's not something that you have to wear as a desk diver. It functions both ways. We have a large triangular indice at the 12 o'clock, followed by rectangular indices at the 3, 6 and 9. Circular indices finished the rest of the dial with a date window at 4. Something that they've really done quite nicely on this is they've put a black date wheel in it. It's nicely outlined in that white, and I think it really goes with design quite well. I don't think it'd be the same if it was a white date wheel. I don't think it goes well with this watch, so it's good to see that Seiko have spotted that and they've gone with the black. The handset on this model has been taken out of the Seiko parts bin, I believe. They're very similar to the 62 mass reissue handset that you'd see, and that's not a complaint. Like, I like that. I like those hands. Again, large, stand out, very legible, do what they're meant to do. Now these indices are covered heavily in Lumibrite, as well as the handset. Something that you would expect from Seiko, a Seiko diver, is a decent lume shot. So here you have it. I'll just insert it right here for you. Look at that lume. Absolutely brilliant. That's exactly what you expect from a Seiko, especially Seiko divers. One thing that Seiko do very, very well is their lume. Now to finish this watch off, we have this silicone accordion style strap, which I'm actually a really big fan of. I didn't think I would be. I didn't think it'd be very comfortable. I thought I could see myself swapping it out to some sort of NATO. But when it arrived and I put it on, it was so comfortable. I've said to everyone that's asked me about this, this is the most comfortable strap that I've ever worn on a watch. Hands down, absolute facts. The green khaki type of colouring continues into this, which plays really well to the style and design of the watch. It follows that colour scheme very well through from the dial and casing. The strap actually has a really nice leather texture to it, which again follows on from that grain feel on the shroud, the camo dial, and follows into this strap. It's lovely continuity from Seiko, and I think that the design team on this model have actually sat down and thought so well on it and executed the design to absolute perfection. It's a very comfortable fit, absolutely perfectly easy wear. You notice that's there, but that's only because you want to look at it. You're drawn into this watch. It fits so comfortably on your wrist. The band offers a good level of sizing, which fits all the way down to my 6.2 inch wrists. I'll just pop it on wrist for you now to show you. So this strap is finished with a metal buckle. There is some branding on the inside of the buckle, not on the outside, and it has a silicone keeper. Now they used to do these with metal, I believe, or they used to do a certain style of them with metal, which didn't get many good reviews because of how it felt on wrist. I think they've made a good choice by swapping it to silicone. Makes it more comfortable, as I say, a very comfortable watch. My wrist is 6.2 inches and there's still 3 levels of adjustment there. So I think this will fit a pretty good varied amount of wrists. I think this is one for the masses. I really do. If you like the tuna can type of style, this is going to be perfect for you. And it comes in at only £240 if you find it on the right sale. I just think it's a brilliant buy. And I don't think there's many things that would put many people off. Now, obviously I'm very taken aback by this watch. I absolutely love it. I really do. It's going to sit in my collection for many, many years. But that's not to say that I don't have any moans about it or there's no downsides. So let me take this off wrist and we will discuss those. Now, as is to be expected, well, it's to be expected, but it doesn't mean I'm going to be happy about it. Hardlex crystal, Chinese watches are offering, I feel like I'm just repeating myself every time I do this because it's usually the same moans that I have for Seikos. But I'll say it again, Chinese watches at around £40 to £60 offer sapphire crystal. I don't see why Seiko can't do the same. It's a little bit of cost cutting, I understand that, but is it really required? I don't know. Another little moan that I have, and this may just be my model, so, you know, take it with a pinch of salt, but I feel like the bezel is slightly misaligned when it's clicked to the 12, and I've not been able to get it perfectly aligned since I've had it. But again, that's a Seiko thing, isn't it? So yeah. Now my final moan for this watch, it's one that I have for many a watch, and it's one that I'll be consistent with: the level of branding. Now they have signed the case back. They always do a good job with the case backs. Lots of information, models, and that Seiko wave that we've come to love. They've also carried that Seiko wave into the band, which I'm actually a really big fan of. I think that's brilliant. So why, oh why, can they not sign a freaking crown? It's not a big ask. Like, why? I don't get it. Pretty much every other watch manufacturer signs their crowns. And past that, they haven't signed the top side of the buckle. They've signed underneath, which, if you ask me, is really, really weird. I don't understand. Now, they are only slight moans, and the thing is, like, as a reviewer, I need to pick up on them. I need to tell you these things, and I need to be very critical with these watches, even though I absolutely love it. I've absolutely fallen for this watch, and as I said, this will be in my collection for many years to come. I'm even considering going out and buying the grey version and the blue version just to sit with it. So guys, that's my review of the Seiko Prospex Street Series. I absolutely love this watch. It's perfect in so many ways. Dive watch, work watch, everyday wear watch. You can do so many things with this. And I think at £240, it's a bargain. Now, I picked mine up on AMJ Watches. I'm not in any way associated with them, so I don't have a link for you, unfortunately, but very easy to find. They also have the grey, blue versions, and plenty of other watches, and they usually do really good deals too, so I don't feel uncomfortable suggesting them to you. Again, a watch that I have absolutely loved wearing and I didn't want to take off. Now that the review's out of the way, I'm thinking of other excuses for me to wear this instead of items that I also need to review. Guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Please do subscribe. Leave your comments, as you always do, what you think of this watch and what would you like to see me review in the future. Again, thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one.